got a little. Okay, we're very fortunate this morning. We've got a great multiple listing service, but more than that, we've got a great board of realtors. I didn't think that I'm the president of the board of realtors, but I'm not self-congratulatory or anything like that. But Linda Van Zant is here. She's in charge of MLS and what's that word? Violations. So with no further ado, here is Linda Van Zant. Good morning, Linda.
Thank you. First off, I worked for associations for 35 years, not just IVAR, but I started in a small office in Pomona, so I've been around since 1978 doing the same thing, but different jobs within the MLS. So now my charge is to do MLS and yes, the violations. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit later. The one thing that the board is really excited about right now going into 2014 is our single sign-on. They're working, our IT guy, Van, he's working endless, lots of hours with CRMLS to get this going. And what it is our security system is called Clarity. And Clarity is working with CRMLS to have a single sign-on to where when you sign on to the MLS, when you sign in, to IVAR, you will sign in to CRMLS, IVAR, and CAR zip forms without having a password for all three of you. You only have one password. So that's coming up. Right now, it's already been through CRMLS, it's been created, we're just waiting for Clarity now. So when that all gets together, then you'll just have a single sign-on. And there'll be other programs that also gets included with that. So it's something to look forward to. We're keeping you updated with that as it's progressing. So Van just wanted me to mention that to you so you would know.
That's really exciting stuff, guys. I gotta tell you, Van, I don't know who's met Van. Maybe I should have Van come on here sometime. Van's our IT guy at the MLS. Smarter than smart. The guy, he knows the inside and outs of computers, accounting, I mean virtually everything. He's a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
So this single sign-on is such a cool thing, and we're hoping that perhaps by next year's election, we might be able to use a single sign-on for that as well, because I know that there's always a bit of a problem with logging in and voting for the election. So, back to you.
Okay. The other thing is that I don't know if you've got any warning saying that it's a note that would say that you're sharing your MLS. They turned it off for a while because they were having problems with it. Well, they reinstated it now. So it's really important that you don't share your MLS passwords with anyone because it does detect that. And it detects it by the pattern of the way you type, how long between keystrokes, and how long and how hard you press on the keys. They did do an algorithm. And the different devices, it's supposed to calculate for, a laptop, a desktop, your phone and everything. It's supposed to accommodate for that and not send you the letters. But if you get them and you know you're the only one using it, you can set up a time with CRMLS and they'll have you log on every device that you use, and then they can count those logins out. So just as a reminder, because they did turn it back on, and I've been getting several calls about that. So, and it's the Clarity Security. So, and if you get caught up in that, give me a call and we'll work through it and figure out what's going on, so that you don't get it turned off. Because you go to step 11, you have to get a password every time you log in, and you don't want to do that. It's a pain.
And that's the same security system used at the Pentagon, right?
Yes.
So it's very precise.
Right.
Not that they used to be.
Well, I got a few of these flyers I'm going to leave with Steve as well, but they have the different things that's happened since September. And one of the newest things that's happened, I don't know if you have problems when you're putting your property, especially in Marietta, Temecula, and some of the Orange County areas, because they have a lot of areas for a specific city. Well, CRMLS has now where you can search in their system and it'll tell you what area that you should put for that city. And it's all under, if you know where the picture of the property is on the MLS, below it there's an icon, and it's for the map. The map will open for you, and you put it on the map view, and then there's a little icon that you're going to click on. Always forget the word. You'll click on this little icon, I'll have it for you in a minute. When you click on it, it opens up and shows you all the different, there's a menu that drops down and you click areas, and then as soon as you click on the area, on the map itself, it'll tell you what city, what area it should be.
I'm sure you will be.
It's called layers. It's a little icon on, it's the one, there's two little icons, it's the one on the left, it's called layers. And it'll open to tell you what area to put the property in. And for some reason, and I can't explain it, people for Moreno Valley, if there's a 699 and I do a search, most of the properties that have a 699 is Moreno Valley. Why agents do that, I'm not sure. So I've been working through that, trying to educate them not to use 699, you have to use 259, or you will get a violation.
Does that mean there's a lot of out-of-area agents?
Yeah, that's gonna be the out of area.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, because everybody knows.
So it is, I'm trying to educate them not to do that. So,
Why don't 259?
so these are just flyers of updates, and that was one of them. One of the newer one is where you can copy your listing. So you had your listing in there, it expired, and you get the listing, and you want to reactivate it because you got a new listing contract. You can copy it. There's a program in there now where you can copy it, and it'll copy it verbatim for you and give you a new MLS number. And you have, and there are instructions on how you can transfer the photos over too.
Oh.
So it's a new thing, and I'm gonna leave this with Steve so that you guys, if you need to look at it, you'll be able to see what the program is. That's one of the newer things that came up that I think you'd be benefit knowing. So anyway, I'll leave these with Steve. And the other thing is, of course, violations. Okay. The violations all come to you with my name on it, but I guarantee you I don't stay up till 11:45 at night and send those to you. So I have no knowledge of the violations you get until you call me and tell me, hey, you know, this happened. And we do work with you. We really do work with you. So, if you know what's in our data integrity standards, it's just, it really goes into a lot of detail that maybe the rules and regulations, it's really encumbered with a lot of legal stuff, but if you know what's in here, it's important to know what's in the rules and regulations, but if you know what's in the data integrity standards, you will keep yourself out of trouble with the violations. So I'm going to leave a couple copies of that, but you can also go online at CRMLS or at IVAR.com under MLS and you can print out a copy of the data integrity standards. And then I'm going to leave with you the 10 most common violations. One being, I guess one of the bigger one is the late entry. So if you have a listing and you know you're not going to put it in within the 2 business days, make sure that you complete an SELM. It's a seller exclusion form. And it's not in effect until you email it to me and I put it on file. So a lot of people are keeping them at their office. We can't do that. You got to send it in to us. And we'll put it on file. And they just now gave us a where we can just say that it has an SELM file, so you won't ever see the violation. Before we had to send it out because we have no way of getting rid of it until we had to activate it, and then the next day we could waive it. But now they fixed it to where we don't have to go through that. So if you have an SELM file, when you put the listing in and they issue a violation, it comes to me first, I ignore it, and you guys never see it. So make sure you give me those SELs, it's really important.
Where did we find the SEL form?
It's a zip form. I have a copy here. Yeah, it's a zip form. And it's an SELM, and it's the one for the MLS. There's also an SELI, which is a cell exclusion from the internet. Here's a sample copy of it, of what it is. So I can leave, I'll leave some of those with you too.
Martin Realty.
This is just a sample copy. You can give
He's
these
the
to-
chair of real estate.
things to watch for. The other one is, of course, the status. Just make sure your status is correct. And what I did, For your office, I put together I went in and found all your listings that were pending or on backup status. This is all of the ones that are on pending and backups for your office. And I went into Google Map, and you can use Google Outlook, phone, whatever, to tell you when it's going to go to an estimated closing date. So, some of them are coming up real soon, I don't know what, I found one that we went yesterday, was gonna go into a violation history, and I fixed it. I'm not sure whose it was, I just put a couple of days on it,
Top 10
so.
violations.
These are top.
I put it so that it triggered to tell you when it's gonna go to the estimated closing date. And the way you change your estimated closing date, you go back in as if you're reporting it pending, and you go in there and change that estimated closing date, because you don't want it to go to an auto sell. Any of them that you see with the status, like pending, and it has a little asterisk by it, that means it's gone to an auto sell. You don't want that to happen, because it is a violation. So make sure you keep those estimated closing dates current. And then the other one that's a biggie is a photo. Photos have to be entered within 5 days. And it's not business days, it's 5 days. So if you're gonna have professional photos taken, it's gonna take a while to get them, at least put one in there. You can put 35 photos, one has to be in the front of the property. So make sure you put that in there right away.
And the agent's sign should not be in the picture, correct? With
Oh, yes,
contact information.
yes. Any contact, the photos cannot be branded in the photo or the virtual tour. Yes.
Your main picture doesn't have to be the front of the house, correct?
And it does not. Just has to be one of the 35. So, and if you have any problems with that, let me know. But just make sure, a lot of people are leaving their signs in. And even if you can't read it, it gets violated. You know, as I'm always hearing, well, you can't read it. Well, yeah, you can't read it, but they do, violate it as well, still. So, I sent around the top 10 violations for you to watch out for.
Can I ask,
Sure.
I see a lot of listings that have number 7, property listed in an incorrect area. When I do the map, it'll show Bakersfield, and it's supposed to be Moreno Valley.
Well, that's the one thing, when you put the listing in on that map, that pin, yes, it does go by the address. You do have to verify it's in the correct spot. For some reason, like he says, sometimes it shows it's out in the middle of the ocean. We've seen those. All you have to do is just say, click on it by address, and it will usually fix it.
Well, I'm talking about somebody else's listing.
Yeah, I know, I
Okay.
know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Click
Yeah.
on it? and
No,
then-
no, you can't fix it, but you just violate it, and then it goes to the appropriate board,
Okay.
and then it goes, what it does is that it goes into a whole bucket, the status, and that will go into a whole bucket. If the system isn't sure if it's really an actual violation, it'll go into a whole bucket, and I have to go through that whole bucket, and then I determine if it's a violation. Most times I give you a call.
You should.
Or I email you and ask you, is this correct? Before I send it as a live violation, because I don't want to send those violations out to you. So if somebody says that there's an offer on a property and it gets into my whole bucket, that may not be necessarily true. You don't have an accepted offer. There may be situations, circumstances why you don't. So I give you the opportunity to tell me if it is. And if you tell me, oh no, we have lots of offers, but none accepted, then I waive the violation.
Okay.
So I do have some control over it when they're in my whole bucket. And I try to call everyone to ask them what the status is. And if I can't get a hold of you, then I email you. So if you get a call from me, usually in the morning, make sure you give me a call back so we can get it resolved right away. Because if it stays in there for longer than, till the next day, I have to send it live. Then it counts as a violation against you. So if I can take it out of the whole bucket for you, you don't get that little tick there saying you had another violation.
I've got to brag you guys a little bit about Linda. This lady is fantastic. Prior regimes at our Board of Realtors, they actually like to violate, sounds funny, but they actually like to violate the realtors because it was considered a profit. It was considered a source of income, non-dues revenue. Crazy, we got together as a board of directors, this is crazy. We're not here to fine our membership. We're here to have them do the right thing. So Linda goes above and beyond to make sure that, you know, she's in the process, that she talks it over with you guys if you have a violation. So please, if she sends you an email or calls you, get right back to her, because she's the gal that's gonna really help you through it, so, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a witness to that. Linda will definitely work with you. She's worked with me for several times, so.
Yeah, your picture's in the office.
Oh,
No, that's Mike's.
Well, yeah, Mark has told me that my charge is education. It isn't going after you, violating you, hounding you for the money. It's for education, to educate you on how not to get the violations. And that's what I like, you know, I like doing that, so. And I'm gonna have another class, and anybody's welcome. It's on January 22nd from 1 to 3. There's no charge involved. You can come. And I do the citation. I go through all the different types of violations and the different scenarios, a little bit more than I did here. And it's a 2-hour class, and it's really productive. So if you're welcome to come, there's no charge.
One other question?
Sure.
I don't remember the difference, I've been in 30 years, between a condo and a townhouse. I'm not sure how many other people,
I don't sell real estate. So
but you said inaccurate, so.
yeah. Well, I really compare, when I get those, I look at the real tax and see what it says. But a townhome and a condo, it's under the residential, but there's one of them they don't have in there, but I'm not sure which one it is. I know they have the condo in there, but the townhouse, I'm not sure, I have to look at it. But I don't know the definitions
I
of
didn't want to kick it out.
But I looked it up for you, I Googled it.
We've talked too much, so I don't want to get something inaccurate.
Was there any other questions? Yes?
Earlier you stated about passwords,
Yes.
which means I have to go to the IVAR website in order to get to MLS and zip forms. If I don't want to do that, can I get into the MLS and zip forms without going to IVAR?
When they do the single sign-on, the answer's, I was told no, you have to do it.
Yeah, the single sign-on doesn't apply to zip forms, that's CER.org.
They're going to put it in there.
Is that right?
One of
Oh,
them,
that would be
that's
great.
gonna be one of the things that you do, you just sign up for the one. You sign in, you're at.
So if you don't like that idea, then you're stuck.
There you go.
There's
What
nothing
they
you can do
want,
about it.
what the purpose of it is because we wanna promote IVAR, so when you log in, you're gonna go to the IVAR site, and it's gonna say IVAR, and then you can go from there to the different other programs. That's what they're doing. And if we didn't do that, we're in the forefront of it. We're one of the first boards doing it, that eventually we are gonna, all the boards are gonna be there, whether you wanted it or not. You know, but we're trying to be on the forefront so we can get what we want in there.
Is it possible to ask the members of the association if they want it or not, or before you implement it? 'Cause I don't want it. I would prefer to be in there individually.
Maybe you need to come and talk to Mark regarding it, to know the exact details, or Van,
I'll give you their number.
because
I'm
I'm
a
only
member of
telling you
the
what's
technology
coming
board,
up.
I'll
I
find
don't-
out, but I'm saying is this, I don't like the idea, and I'm a member of the board, okay? And I'm also a member of the technology board, and I don't like this idea at all, and I can't stop it.
You were not in the committee when
I
that
agree.
was all
I
discussed,
agree,
and it
but
would already.
I heard about it the first time I met, I went, and I don't like the idea, and there's nothing I can do to
Yeah,
stop
our
it, but I want to
committee-
be
Yeah.
an individual that can go in there individually, rather than going through IVAR board, through the IVAR.
You need to talk to
I
Scott.
don't think that's necessary.
You need to talk to Scott, because our committee did approve it, and we did push it forward, and it did go to the committees, and it's been all approved, and the board of directors, correct?
Right. So if they go to CRMLS, they'll no longer be able to sign in just from going to CRMLS. They have to go to IVAR, or it just gives them the option?
It's gonna give them the option, I think.
You
I
can
don't know
still-
the exact
Yeah,
details.
well, let's get the details. It's not gonna prohibit you
Yeah.
from doing it the past way. But by doing it the single sign-on way, you can log into IVAR, then you have access to go into zip forms or into the MLS while you're already in IVAR. So it's supposed to be a benefit for, it's not supposed to create any extra hurdles. It's supposed to actually ease the access to the systems, so. But your opinion is very important, Mike, so
Yeah.
make sure you bring it forward.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I'll send you Scott's email and you can talk to Scott, because he really isn't up on it, because he goes to the ops, he knows exactly what's going on with it. And he can tell you exactly details, because they haven't even, I was just supposed to mention that that's coming. There's no details out there yet on how it's gonna work. A lot of the members aren't even aware of it yet until they get it all together. But it's not that way now,
No.
not at all.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be painless. So if you can get an opportunity to talk to Scott, we're having the MLS luncheon today. I don't think I sent you an email. It's from
You know.
12:30 to 3. You're welcome to come. If you did come to the last meeting. And, you know, it's for the people that were served last year. But if you want to come, Scott will be there. So it's today at Ivar.
Yeah, go over there today, Mike, and share your thoughts. I
Yeah.
can't make it, but head over there and share your thoughts with us.
You're welcome to come. Will anybody else have anything?
This is our last chance to have any questions for the Queen of Ivar's MLS. I don't know how it's gonna be described.
So, you know, seriously, I'm gonna leave my card here, and if you ever have any problems at all, just give me a call, I'll work through it with you. And a lot of times, if I catch things, I'll call you and tell you, you know, this is what's happened, because I've called, him several
Oh,
times
yeah,
and tell
all
him.
the time. She's a pit bull.
So I'll leave some of my cards here, and you're welcome to call me anytime.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Linda. Okay. All right, you know what, Lance is sick today. Can I hear a, Thank you guys. Okay,
But he will be in here shortly. He
yes,
just texted
he
me.
should be in shortly, but he won't be a part of the meeting. We have two more special guests I'd like to introduce. That would be John and Cheryl with Coldwell Banker Mortgage. Good morning, you guys. The floor is yours.
Great. Good morning, everybody. My name is John Wilbanks. I'm a new regional manager. I cover the southwestern U.S. I know in talking with Lance the first few weeks, we've been very particular about finding somebody new to cover this office. He's gone through some of the trials and tribulations you've had with previous Coldwell Banker Mortgage folks that have been here in your office. And we actually went through 17 applicants before we landed on Cheryl Lomar helping here. And I think what you're going to find interesting about Cheryl is how helpful she is. She worked actually in a Coldwell Banker office before coming here up in Washington. Has spent quite a bit of time with Coldwell Banker folks in the past, as well as C21 and some other Realogy companies. So she does have experience working with realtors. And a big part of what we're going to be doing is not only, you know, obviously trying to drive Coldwell Banker Mortgage business with you guys, but also helping you guys, educating your customers if you so desire to do that. We'll be holding classes that can be held. We do this with some of my other agents for your customers as well as yourself on things like credit, VA financing, FHA financing, things that you can come to and or bring your customers to, which ties them to you. A lot of times we hold that credit class because everybody seems to want to know what drives a credit score, what kind of changes are made. Two things that does for you. It helps solidify the customer to yourself. Often we're doing a pre-qual right at the end of that. You're taking them out immediately from there to show property. It also keeps them from doing the foolish thing we see fairly often, which is they go out mid-escrow and buy a car. They charge, you know, a huge amount of money on a credit card. They make large deposits without, you know, thinking anything about it. They take gift funds in advance, those kinds of things. And these kind of classes will help you guys with that. But without further ado, I'll let Cheryl take the floor here.
I am new to California. My husband was relocated from Washington State about 3 years ago. I finally made the move a little over a year ago. Was really looking for the perfect place to work. I only work with realtors. That was my business in Washington. I've been in the industry since '98, so I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and now the very interesting. I'd really like the opportunity to meet all of you individually. And I am here, even if I'm not on your transaction, I'm here to answer any questions. I always respond to emails. I'm available by phone. I keep your hours. So if you have something on a Saturday or Sunday, call me. I answer. If I'm on a transaction with you, I will keep you apprised of where we are at each step. Even if I see a red flag, I'll let you know and have a solution. PHH, I was just at the corporate office about 2 weeks ago. I spent a week there, sat down with underwriting for a whole afternoon, and it was really my first opportunity to sit with underwriters and see how they work, and they really work hard, and they're there to get the deal done for us. So I was very impressed. I met my processors, who are also very knowledgeable. I'm very happy to be here and getting back to work. So again, I hope to meet all of you. I'll leave my cards here, and please feel free to call me.
That's great.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's see, let's go out of order here just a little bit. Let's see, Ingrid and Anna, can I have you guys come up and introduce your guests? Big hand for these two ladies, you guys.
Good morning, everybody. Today I have Francine Gobert. She is our representative for Make-A-Wish. Francine, if you want to come in. Guys, we've had this for like over a year now, or almost a year. We need to step it up a little bit, so I'm going to be approaching everybody, sending emails as well, just like Ingrid sends the emails with the attachments to see if anybody wants to contribute from their commissions on their sales. Also, the Make-A-Wish stars are going to be up front with David. If you want to make a donation, we got the box up at the front. We're trying to grant a wish for a kid here probably by next year around this time. So I think we can come up with $7,500 between 5 offices. Really,
So,
5,000. Oh, really, 5,000? See, not that much.
all right, thank you, Anna. First, I'd like to say thank you to Coldwell Banker. I kind of established a relationship with you guys around this time last year, and you guys have supported us through our walk events and through I Survive Real Estate, being involved with that and doing some sponsorship. So we really appreciate it, because without the community support from businesses like yours, we aren't able to grant any of the wishes for the children that we grant wishes for. Just to let you guys know, I represent the local chapter of Make-A-Wish Orange County and the Inland Empire, so we serve Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. So all the money that's raised here stays here. All the kids are local to this community. Our mission is simple. We grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions to enrich the human experience with hope, strength, and joy. One of the most common misconceptions about the organization is that it's a last dying wish and that the kids are terminally ill. And I'm really here to dispel that myth. The kids that we serve, a lot of them do go on to live healthy, happy, and productive lives. Make-A-Wish really is there to be there when the families and the children need it the most, when they really need the hope and the strength and the joy. We've conducted surveys and found that really kids in anticipation of a wish, and even after the wish, they really have, improved health. Doctors have even reported as well. They see that the kids are ready to get through their treatments, whether that's anticipation to a wish or even after having gone on a wish. Just to let you guys know a little bit about the process, a lot of people ask, like, so how does a kid become eligible? What's the process look like? Usually the first step is a referral, which is either through a medical professional, the parent, or the doctor themselves who refers the child to the organization. Then next they go through a medical eligibility process where we do some paperwork and find to see if their condition is eligible. So an eligible child is between the age of 2.5 and 18, and they have a condition that puts their life in danger at the time when they're determined to be eligible. Once that happens, then we do a wish interview where we have our great volunteer staff that goes out. They're called wish granters, and they sit down with the child and the parents, and they really try to get down to the true heartfelt wish of what that child really wants. Once that happens, then we, from there we go ahead and make it happen. Some of the typical wishes that we grant are there's 4 wish types. I wish to go, I wish to meet, I wish to have, wish to go, meet, have, are be. And so some of the wishes, I don't know if you guys have seen in the media lately, we've had like the Batman wish, that was really popular in San Francisco, and actually a month before that we granted a similar wish where we had a boy, he didn't want to be Batman, but he wanted to be Robin, he wanted to be a sidekick. And so we granted that wish, and it was really cool because, you know, the community really got involved, the police department, you know, really came together, and, you know, he got to fly in like a helicopter, and he got to go to a different theme park and like really act out the scene of being a superhero for the day. And so, as you guys can imagine, you know, whether a wish is big or small, it always comes at a cost. And so, like I said at the beginning, without the support of the community and donors like yourselves, we really can't make it happen. So we really appreciate all of you guys do, and we really look forward to 2014 and working with you guys. We have a ton of events. Let you guys know about our Walk for Wishes event, and I'm working with Anna about that. It's a really fun event. We hold it at Castle Park here in Riverside. It's a family-friendly event, and the really cool part about next year is you'll get free entry into the park, so you can bring, like, you know, kids and family and things like that. And there's a big festival. We walk around the park. It's really fun. Thank you. Yeah, we need your support, guys. Yeah, I also want to let you guys know that our Riverside office is right here in downtown Riverside, right across from the Mission. We actually have our open houses today. It's from 5:30 to 7:30. So if anyone is available, we'd love to have you. Our CEO will be there, and some of our directors. We'd love to hear your stuff. So thank you.
I'm already on.
Did you want to talk about the Wounded Warrior Regiment?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so I got the details for the Wounded Warrior Regiment potluck, which is going to be at Camp Pendleton on the 19th, next Thursday. I've gotten a lot of your guys' support from the 5 offices, especially this one. I have a list of everyone who will be attending. They are with the check marks. We do have a couple of stuff that we still need. We still need side dishes. We had a lot of people donate turkey, ham. We need chips, soda, cookies, desserts, anything that you can offer. As far as that goes, I know these warriors are looking forward to having us. It's just a perfect opportunity to go ahead and give back to these guys that basically put their life on the line for our country. And I mean, I think it's a perfect opportunity for all of us to go out there, especially market yourself, give them a little knowledge about the real estate world. And as far as being a veteran or before they get out of the military, I mean, instead of using their GI Bill, going to college, which they can use on the side, they could still go to school and become a real estate agent and do that as a part-time or full-time or however they desire. On the bottom of the form that is being passed out is the directions or the address. We are going to be carpooling, so whoever has a check mark, try to get with them to see if you can go ahead and ride along. Other than that, we're just going to be following everybody on base. We encourage everyone to wear their Coldwell Banker t-shirt. If you're not able to attend, you're more than welcome to go ahead and donate a dish. Donate any amount, $5 would help. You can go ahead and buy cookies with that. Anything would definitely help for this perfect opportunity. Other than that, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there, and it means a lot as it hits close to home. As you guys know that I'm married to a Marine, so I appreciate all of your guys' help, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks.
Please donate it cooked. If you want to donate an uncooked one, give it to us ahead of time and we'll cook it.
I love Anna and I love ingredients.
Those are the emails I get. Those are the questions. They need to be cooked.
Okay, so remember, bring in food, bring in cooked, right? So,
Unwrapped, uncooked.
bring a fish, right?
Half eaten.
Okay,
Leftovers.
what time, Ingrid, so what time is?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We are actually going to be leaving here at 9 o'clock sharp. So if you want to get here by 8, 8:30, we can start packing everything. A kitchen's going to be available to us, so we're going to be able to warm up whatever's cold or whatever it is.
Other than that, we're leaving here at 9, so it's gonna be like a little convoy on our way over there, because we have to get through the main gate, and we have to make sure that you give them the information that's on the bottom of the form that I went ahead and,
There's only 7 car limit.
but, yeah, only 7 cars
Only
are
7
approved.
cars can go.
So make sure you follow me and everyone behind me. I'll just say the next 6 cars are able to get on base. And then, yeah, so we're leaving here no later than 9 o'clock, as we have to set up at 10:30.
And what time are we anticipated to get back?
Well, the lunch there is usually from 11 to 12, and then there's another lunch from 12 to 1. But we'll probably be back by 1 o'clock the latest.
Oh, really?
Steve, I have a question. Did they decide whether they were gonna have training that day? Because there was a conflict and they couldn't decide.
Yeah, I'm really not sure about that one. You really
We're
think
trying to
we'll
get that squared away.
You think we'll be back by 1? Really?
No,
I think the
1:30?
training may
No.
be,
cancel.
stay tuned. I'll get
Okay.
back to you in a day or two. So we're working through that right now.
Okay.
But this is a really wonderful thing, so thank you, Ingrid, and thank you, Nancy, you guys are fantastic. Okay, let's go around the room a little bit and talk about any real estate related needs or incidents that you want to talk about. Any new listings that anyone wants to speak of?
Yes, we had squatters in a property on Rodea, and we got them out in under a week with the help of the Moreno Valley Police Department, no sheriff.
Wow.
So they're doing that now, because they're specializing, they have this little mini task force.
Uh-huh.
So if they're in there and they produce a fake lease, which you already know it's a fake lease, just call the Moreno Valley Police Department, speak with Officer Chavez, and he'll get them out for you.
Really?
They got them
That's
out.
great.
Very nice.
Yep.
Wow.
It's not a civil issue. They.
It's criminal.
Yeah.
It
It's
is,
not a civil right.
yeah,
They've determined it's criminal.
so,
Grand theft housing.
before doing an eviction, try the police department first.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hopefully, well, next month, I believe we're gonna have a new home builder come in and speak to us at our January meeting. You know, there's actually some new homes being built now, which is really a wonderful thing, so, you know, feel the excitement. Buyers love, people love new homes. As a matter of fact, I think we may have, keep this in your hand, but we may have a new home builder that's gonna be setting up shop in here temporarily until they actually open up their own headquarters. So we're working on that, so we might have some ideas there.
I know they were.
Okay, so let's go back to going around the room. You know what, I want to, instead of doing it this way, Karen, tell us what you've been doing with your open houses. How did your open house go? Karen is
Last
brand new to the
week was-
business, she's doing open houses.
Last week was a total bust, nobody showed up. I don't know,
Oops.
it was a hard house, it's on Arlington, and working with Carlos Gutierrez out of the Redlands office. The house is listed at 264.9, and it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, right on Arlington, literally facing Arlington and Riverside. You know, really nice family, they got like this game plan, they're trying to make money and save up money for a year so that they can buy a nicer house. But I don't know if the house is, you know, definitely not my expertise yet, whether it's overpriced.
So what
or
day did you do the open house? Saturday?
Sunday, from
Sunday, and
12:30
not
to
much
3:30,
traffic?
not one person.
Because the week before you had done one, you had a lot of traffic.
Yeah, we did, and that house has an offer on it. They weren't, Carlos wasn't real confident about their funding, but the sellers didn't go ahead with the offer, and it was for full price, so full listing
You're
price.
working
And
with
then
that buyer,
we
so
have
that's
a
good.
big event going on this coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday in Fontana. He has 2 listings across the street from each other now. He was working one listing, he got a listing, he's on fire, so I'm sticking with him.
There you go, there it is. So open
across-
houses are good, so you're gonna be working the open
We're
houses this
having
weekend as well?
a simultaneous open house in Fontana, and he has a furniture company that is staging the one house and trying to sell their furniture and promote their company at the same time. So he has marketed this all over, and so I'll be at the other open house, you know, so we'll hopefully get a lot of traffic and maybe I'll get some leads. I got one lead from my first open house. I'm working it. This woman it's a hard situation. She's only qualified for 215. she's looking for at least a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in the Redlands, Loma Linda area. So if I got her on the MLS, are circulating emails to her, generating anything that comes up. But if anybody has anything that they think she might like, I met her at my first open house, but she.
What areas, Karen, and then we'll move on to the next person, what area or areas is she interested in?
Loma Linda, Redlands area, and Colton. So if anybody has a listing out that way, I have all the zip codes that she's interested in. So if anybody has a listing that's 215 or under, I saw 2 today came up that, you know, they emailed me, they copied me, and I'm gonna follow up and call her and see if she's interested in looking at either one of them.
Okay, and that's what these meetings are all about, guys. If you have a buyer that you're working with and you need some particular type of inventory, let it all hang out at the meeting, and maybe someone else can help you with that, for lack of better terminology. Mike, any interesting stuff you're working on? No?
Yeah, it's,
Oh, yeah. Okay, Mike too. Mike the Viking fan.
No, go ahead, Mike, because, no, he's got the floor.
Mike?
No, you have the floor, Mike.
Yeah, he had already said he didn't have any.
Oh, well, I really don't either, but you called my name.
Okay,
so
well,
I
there you
just
go.
assumed that you wanted some
Here's the
information.
wisdom for the
I
day.
do have fish coming from Lake Superior Fish. Walleye fillets and dried whitefish. Anybody interested?
Cooked?
Well, the whitefish is smoked. You have to light it, but it smokes well.
What are the prices on that, Mike?
Well, that's cheap, but the shipping wasn't so cheap.
How much about the shipping again, Mike?
Shipping was $100.
Holy cow.
But that's what you get when you come from Wisconsin.
Yeah, you gotta watch those people. Wait a second.
So it's not fresh is what you're talking about.
Smoked and fresh frozen. That's it. That's all I got.
That's good stuff.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you. Yes, and guys, really, Merry Christmas. Before we continue this, we are having a business planning session tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I highly, hopefully Lance is better by then. I highly recommend that you guys come to it. Business planning is the essence of our business. It's our roadmap. So we really can't do business unless we have a plan. So please, do your best to attend tomorrow. If you can't make it for some reason tomorrow, come see me and we'll schedule a coaching session and we'll do a business plan. So, okay, so let's continue going around the room. Drew, anything going on? Any listings you want to talk about?
I'm all good.
You got okay. Matt,
I'm good.
you're great. Okay, Eric.
I still got some land in Paris that I have listed and we need to sell. It's an acre and a quarter off of Cajalco. It's listed at $99,900, and then should have another listing coming in a week or two north of the freeway, single story, 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,200 square feet. And then probably another one in Moreno Valley Ranch, 2,100 square feet. I think that's a 4-bed, 3-bath. That'll be right around the first of the year. But that's it right about now.
Great. And you know, Eric, I like to use these meetings for a lot of interaction, and that way we can kind of share our experiences. Eric had an interesting one last week before, right? You want to tell us a little bit about it, the appraisal issue?
Appraisal came in low. We were trying to fight with them to raise up the prices because there were 2 comps that they refused to use really, and the appraiser did not include property was in an HOA, and it was just a badly written appraisal. In essence, they did not raise the appraisal. My sellers were really upset, but we came around and we got them to lower the price. They had to lower the price $20,000. But
And what was the approach that you used with the sellers? Did you pound on them, or were you?
the sellers? She has some medical issues, and they live in a 3-story house, and she just can't go up the stairs anymore. And they were getting a single bottom floor apartment down in Walnut, close to the husband's work. And I just told them, I said, you know, we can wait, and maybe first of the year we can get more offers. But it was an FHA offer. We came in. There was already a case number established, so the appraisal was going to stick to the property, so we really couldn't accept another FHA offer. We had the hope it was going to come in at $370, and I told them, I said, look, you're going to have to be paying 2 mortgages, and it doesn't make sense, and then it's one more thing you have to stress about. So, you know, we can do it this way or we can do it that way. And then they ultimately decided we're going to close escrow probably early next week.
Good for you. So you kept your calm, you were patient, and...
I tried to.
Actually, he brought up a very good point about FHA. You know, everybody's aware the loan limits are reducing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so my understanding, and they can probably attest to this, is if you've got a higher end property, if you get it sold, you want to get a case number established before the end of the year.
The case
Because
number
the new
has
rules,
to be in by January.
The new rules will apply to anything that's issued after. The case number is what stays with the property, just so you understand. It doesn't have anything to do with the buyer. It actually stays with the property. So once an address is established with that case number, if you see a fallout from something that was in December, that will still apply with the old rules as far as the guidelines are concerned. So just so you're aware of that.
And that's one thing with this new thing is this house, if we would have waited until after the first of the year, we couldn't have sold it FHA because it was over the limits.
Right, right. Good job, very good.
Where's the house?
Okay, Martin, everything good? Looking forward to the holiday?
Off of LaSalle
Give me a
and
book.
Irons.
Chris?
37
Complete opposite of Eric. I just had an appraisal come in at value that I thought was going to come in low. Came in at value with no repairs, so I'm
Cool.
happy.
And no review appraisal or anything? Everything's
I
good?
was getting ready for that, but I didn't have to do anything, and it's all good.
In both cases, did you meet the appraiser and give him comps?
Yes.
Yes.
Just nosy. Thanks.
The appraiser didn't want to see my comps, but I was there with
You were
all the
there.
information. He said, "You don't have to sell me on this."
The guy I met wasn't even the appraiser.
Yeah, some flunky taking pictures. Nice.
Yeah.
So did you give them?
I
comments?
gave him comps, yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah,
That's
so
just,
it's
you know what,
always a good idea to have
what do you,
comps,
what do you
whether
pay
or not
for
they use them or
FHA,
not.
$450, and you get some jackass that doesn't know what they're doing? It's just silly. It's just wrong, really. It really is. Because I mean, it could have cost you a deal, right?
Well, who
Well,
picks
it
the
cost the
appraiser?
seller.
Do you? Does your seller get to pick?
No, the
No,
bank
the
chooses
bank
the
chooses.
appraiser.
Oh.
Let's have our lenders talk a little bit about this issue, guys. How, you want to talk about how appraisers work with public bank
The
work?
appraiser, we have a list of appraisers, and it goes through a round robin. As a lender, I do not communicate with the appraiser.
Nope.
So, you know, like, the days where we used to be able to talk to them and tell them what we wanted and everything else, they're gone.
The best thing you guys can do to cover yourself is exactly what you guys were just talking about. Show up with comps. That's about the best you're gonna get. And again, hopefully you're meeting the appraiser, as he said, not somebody taking pictures and gathering information. But for the most part, I know through our STAR system, the companies that we work with, typically you are gonna see the appraiser himself.
Thank you. Dwayne, words of wisdom?
Yeah, I'm collecting for the Dwayne Sanders Merry Christmas donation. So just drop by my office anytime. I'm not here, slide it under the door.
Take checks?
Yeah, checks, money orders, it doesn't matter. Thank you, Merry Christmas.
Any negotiations?
Okay, Robert, so this is nice, Robert's in a row. Robert, anything going on, Robert?
Here?
Any new listings coming
No,
up?
no, just been very busy in the printing industry and have a lot of happy clients.
99.
Crazy deadline, but getting it done.
It's not as bad.
Anybody else want to talk about anything? Otherwise, we're going to call this meeting to a close. Shirley, oh my gosh, Shirley.
I'm really kind of onto this new home sale thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I closed one in Beaumont recently, and that was just like really, really sweet. And the builder was paying a full 3%. I understand there's another new home builder here in our area that's actually paying 4%. So, you know,
That's a good thing.
that ain't bad.
Did your new home sale go pretty smoothly?
It was so smooth, you know, it really was. And I probably did a little more than, I guess, maybe what people normally do, agents normally do. Because she just kind of needed that hand holding, you know, every step of the way. But
And when you took her out there for the first time, did you register them?
took her out the first time, registered her, gave them my business card and filled out a little separate card. This was with Richmond Homes out in Beaumont, Acacia, something. But it was really good. It was really, really good. I had not done a new home sale. It was really exciting even for me because when we first saw the house, we saw one that was already in process building, and then they said, okay, well, the last one we have that she could get is this one here across the street. It was just the frame, I call it the sticks. The frame was just up, you know, and then to see it go all the way through, and then I visited with her not long ago and took her a housewarming gift and everything, and, you know, she's all in there, and, you know, you care for something to eat, she's got some baked chicken, you know, just to see that whole
That's a good plan, I like
process.
that.
Yeah, it was real good. Hope we have a listing out in Palm Palm Springs, Cathedral City. There was a buyer looking for something up this way. Agent had their house out there for months and haven't sold. They have now let the agent go. They're done with that agent, and hopefully we can get over that after the first time.
Good for you, good for you. Okay, great. So guys, don't forget about new home sales. As a matter of fact, I'll put together a list of new home builders, both in Moreno Valley, Riverside, and the surrounding area that do cooperate with realtors, because it's a great thing to have. And I guess that's about it for today's. Oh,
I have a listing.
Susie. Susie.
I have a listing. It's my primary house in Rancho Mirage, and we've had nothing but terrible disasters out in the desert, because desert people will not show outside broker listings.
Right.
So I've had to go for sell by owner, offering buyers 3%, and it is on a cul-de-sac, 3 master bedrooms and bath, and it's around 2,000 square foot with a pool. It's 430, and if you have anybody that's interested in a desert house, that would be great if you show it, but I can't list it after we've had 2 or 3 disasters, and I know better. I've gone through this my whole life being entitled, that I've done too much work to deal with you guys at my home. But anyway, if you have a buyer, let me know, because it's 3%.
Beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. Okay, thank you, Susie. Okay, that's it for today. Have a great day, guys, and thanks for being here.